Hello everybody, this is Brad, and in today's video we're going to talk about the 2024 sanitation bills here in the Borough of Bath. So the Borough of Bath is a single hauler community. And what is a single hauler community? A single hauler community by law means that one hauler from a trash disposal service comes in and collects trash for our residential customers. The last few years has just been to collect residential rate to help lower that rate as much as possible. We in our residential areas, we have a wide array of, we have subdivisions, we've got some row homes, we've got different areas of the borough where you may not want trash haulers coming in every single day of the week to pick up somebody's trash. So that's what a single hauler ordinance will do. It keeps everything simplified. We contract with a third party hauler. They take your trash away once a week, and it works really well in our community. So this is what we're going to cover in today's presentation. We're going to talk about year-to-date sanitation billing, give everybody a heads up on where we are in our collection process for 2024. I'm going to discuss how to save 10% on your trash bill if you just follow this one simple step. And then we'll talk about how your borough trash bill is calculated, considering we're going to be entering a new contracting phase here in the next 12 to 18 months. End of 2025 is our current contract. So I'm going to give you a breakdown on that information. So let's dive right in. So on this slide here is our year-to-date sanitation bill collections. This is from February the 1st to April 30th, 2024. And as you can see, we've collected $189,860, which is pretty good. So we're looking at about 46% collected on our billable trash for 2024. And we've got cash, check, online, credit card. So the added benefit in 2024 was the online bill pay mechanism that allows you as a ratepayer to pay your trash bill over time, something we didn't have before. So now we have that. So it is being utilized. We've got about 7% of the folks are using the online side to pay their trash bill. So that's really great news. So we've got how to save 10% on your trash bill here in the borough. Real simple, pay on it before May 31st. May 31st is the cutoff to avoid paying a $45 or 10% penalty per unit. So go ahead and get those payments into us. We've got a lot of payments already in the first couple weeks here of May. Online bill payers, a special note, if you're paying your installments of your trash bill over time, you've got to pay that balance in full before May 31st in order to avoid that 10% penalty. So you want to do that. Make sure if you are paying, a little bit here and there by May 31st, get your payment in before the balance of the payment in before May 31st. Sanitation bills, of course, may be paid up until the end of the year, but the penalty periods of the $45 added to on a per unit basis, that extends from June 1st through December 31st of each year. And finally, let's talk about how your trash bill is calculated on a per unit basis. So we've got borough costs here. The trash payments are considered proprietary funds. Now, while the Borough of Bath doesn't actually own its own sanitation service, we don't have it out of the Public Works Department, we do contract that service with a third party. So a fee for services rendered. So it's considered an enterprising fund. And the enterprising fund must be self-sufficient, so no differently than a water or sewer bill. It's got to cover all your costs, and those costs include personnel, services for billing and processing. You may have administrative costs with IT and software. There are legal costs associated with the program, whether contracting or actually legal obligations throughout the contracting period that may come up in consulting, but also on the collection side. Sometimes folks don't pay their trash bill and then it has to go to collections. There's fees for that as well. So the borough also pays the First Regional Composting Authority. It's $10,000 to $12,000 a year for folks to take their yard waste to that facility. And that's another cost that the borough incurs, and that's passed on to ratepayers. So council tries to subsidize the cost for services as little as possible through the general tax base. And they can change that number over time, how much they want to subsidize, although it's not recommended to subsidize out of the tax base. So if we look at or highlighting the sanitation billing here, we got 83% of the actual costs is through the hauler's contracted rate, 17% comes from borough costs. And these costs are determined during the contracting award period with the hauler, and it's all set by Borough Council, and I, as the manager, make certain recommendations to Council. They can consider those recommendations, they can reject those recommendations, but basically that's how the prices are set. So if you looked at the chart here, we've got Borough costs $75,486.36 is what was determined at the time. This was in 2022 when we first selected this 3-year contract. And then those costs are divided among 924 customers. You get around $81 of borough costs added to it. So at the end of the day, Council settled on a $75 borough cost rate to be added to the hauler rate, which came in at $374.45. So you add your $75 plus your $374.45 into the nearest dollar, you get a per unit basis of $450. And of course, the 10% penalty is added to all of that after the deadline of May 31st. So we encourage you to pay your bill a little earlier. The borough's got to pay the contractor each month regardless. So this is why we don't necessarily do a quarterly payment system. You want those bills paid so we can pay the hauler and that the borough doesn't fall behind. So that's it. We talked about our collections to date. We talked about how to save 10% on the trash bill, and I also gave you a breakdown here of your trash bill and how it's calculated. So I hope you found this video informational, as always. So subscribe to the Borough channel for more public information and public administrative videos like this one, and we'll hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody.